Hey there, my name's Chris Parsons. I'm the owner and founder of Insync Systems, and I want to take a moment today to show you how our lead generation works and really what happens for you on the back end and how we automate your follow-up to really increase those conversions. So we're just going to get started right away. We'll start at the top of our funnel here. And so this is our funnel for our home buyer guide. So let's put in some fake information here. Now the phone number is not required on our system, although we find that majority of people do put in their phone number, but they can move on without putting in their phone number. We found that this just increases conversions. So that was the first section or portion of our funnel. There's two stages to our funnel. The opt-in, which is when we actually collect that lead information and create that profile within Follow Up Boss. And then here's the second portion, which is the survey. Now, this survey is also optional, but we found that 80% of all leads that actually come to this page end up doing it anyway. And this is really great because this gives us insight into the lead situation, what they're looking for, what their timeline is, their price point, what their credit score is. And this way, we already know this person's situation before we've even reached out to them. So let's see if it came through to Follow Up Boss yet. Sometimes it can take anywhere 2 minutes. It's usually pretty quick, so for this instance, it's going to take a little bit. Now this survey, it's dynamic, so we ask either 13 to 15 questions, and the reason there's a difference is because if some of the answers that they provide kind of null out another question, we just don't ask it. There's no reason to have them answer more questions than they need to. For example, a first-time home buyer. First-time home buyer is not going to have a house to sell, so there's no reason to ask. And you'll see that here in just a second. So here we are. Here is the lead we just created. So again, this is just the first step. The only thing that comes through is the information they've provided, which is a name, a phone number, and an email. Hopefully a phone number and an email. It tells us where this came from, and in this instance, it's our home buyer guide from northern North Colorado. It tells us which agent is automatically assigned, and we can create some pretty awesome rules for that if you have a team, which lender, and this tag is the funnel ID. It just needs to stay there. It helps for lead routing rules. So great, this person's in. We're already started, as you can see, on a drip campaign, which has been pre-assigned. And now let's say that this lead decides to fill out the survey. So I'll show you what I mean by dynamic. Are you a first-time home buyer? Yes. We didn't ask if they have a house to sell. I want to buy a single-family home. It's going to be my primary residence. I'm going to probably buy in Fort Collins. I'm looking to move in about 3 to 6 months. I don't have an agent. Being realistic, we're at least above $300,000 for a single family. We'll say I'm doing 5 to 10% down. I haven't been pre-qualified yet. I can verify my income. I'm self-employed, not a veteran. And here's another dynamic question. So, what's your credit score? If they were to select 680 and above, they would not be asked this next question. So, I'm going to just to show you, I'm going to say I'm not 680. Have you had bankruptcy or foreclosure or short sale in the past 7 years? This allows us to basically immediately see that this person should probably talk to a credit repair person or a specialist so that we can really get them on track to buying the house that they actually want, and again, working as a team unit. So, no, I have not had that. I just don't have the best credit. So, here's a thank you page. There's a quick little video they can watch. If they want to get pre-qualified, we have an instant application form. So yeah, that's really the end of the funnel. But what happens on the back end? Well, as you can see already, these things called tags have come through. And there's going to be more that come through over time. Again, usually takes less than 5 minutes. And these tags, they're basically like hashtags. It's kind of like a filing system, and it allows you to really sort through who you're looking for in a lead. So let's say you really want to start looking for or following up with people who are looking to buy in Fort Collins at least 300,000, have a credit score of at least 680 and above, and they don't have a real estate agent. You can combine all those tags to get a list of those exact people, which is pretty cool. We also, so just so you don't have to go through all these tags, we also have an email parsed in with all of the survey answers. So as you can see right here, we said they are a first-time home buyer, so house to sell was not asked, but they had a credit score less than 680, so we did ask if they've had a bankruptcy or a short sale in the past. Let's see if those other tags have come through yet. Yep, so here are the rest of them. Again, as I said, we have our email follow-up defaulted to this one. It depends on who our agent is and who's receiving what leads. So from here, and I recommend you download the mobile app. They have it for both iOS and Android. And you can make a call through the app. Now, obviously, this is not going to go through your phone number. It's only going to go through the Follow Up Boss phone number. And if that lead calls back, Follow Up Boss will find which agent has ownership of that lead and then log the call within this lead's profile. So again, if you're going to call or text, make sure you do it through the app or through this desktop screen. They have an integrated dialer, but we don't have that. It's pretty expensive for just one dialer per account seat, so it just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. So yeah, just call through Follow Up Boss. You can send an email through Follow Up Boss, and this is going to get sent through your connected email server. So if you're using Gmail and we've connected Gmail to Follow Up Boss, it's going to send it out through your Gmail account. And if you send an email through Gmail to a lead profile that's within Follow Up Boss, it will also be automatically updated. Lastly, within this screen, you can do something called create a note. And this is just information for you and your team to really to keep everyone on the same page. A really cool thing that I absolutely love is you can do something called a mention, where we can, let's just say, the client has some questions about getting pre-qualified. You can type at Rob Kolner, who is our lender. And Rob will be notified of this new note within his inbox. Also, if you create an appointment within Follow Up Boss and it's connected to a Gmail account, that appointment will also be transcribed onto your Google Calendar. So everything is really up to date. And last thing I really wanted to cover is the inbox. So this is a really great tool for keeping all of your lead information and all the contact threads that you've had in one spot and away from all the other stuff you get in your email. You know, if BombBomb is sending you bi-weekly things or bi-weekly newsletters and they're not within the CRM system, they will not be threaded within the inbox. You can also check mark by if you want to see by email, by text, or by call. And that's really about it. You can also, so the calendar is synced. As you can see, I didn't enter this event into Follow Up Boss. It was just added in my Google Calendar, which is why it is showing up here. And you can also have your task list. We can add tasks to action plans. So if you wanted to be reminded to call after 3 days of the lead being in, or you want to send a personal text message after 3 days, you can create a task and it will notify you, and you can easily see what you have to do for the day. You can hit today's tasks and check off what needs to get done so you're really on the ball and on top of everything. That is really all I wanted to cover with this short video. Feel free if you have any questions to ask, and I'd love to answer them for you. Thanks.